You've asked us your questions about coronavirus, and now we're getting answers. Zach Merchant took your questions to the doctor today.
We've combed through hundreds of Facebook comments and notes from your calls to the newsroom, and we took the most frequently asked questions and brought them to Dr. Slade. Dr. Lance Slade is a pediatrician and has been following the COVID-19 outbreak closely. Careful to sit a safe distance away, he tackled your questions. Chris Simpson wrote in and he said, what makes this coronavirus so special, so different from any of the other sicknesses we've seen out there that have killed more people?
So that's a tough challenge. So what we're seeing so far with this coronavirus, and the coronavirus is a cold for most strains of that, which we've seen a lot, but the COVID-19, to this point, we're seeing that it's twice as infectious as the R0 score you may have seen as the flu, and it seems to be having a higher duration. Like we've seen studies that show it can live as long as 9 days on surfaces, in a higher incidence of lower respiratory symptoms, meaning like pneumonia, respiratory distress, things like that, as opposed to what you see with the flu.
But there are easy steps you can take to limit your exposure.
Social distancing, not eating out, things like that, like where you're sitting around bunches or big groups of people. Wash your hands well. So we're saying 20 seconds when you wash your hands at a time. You sneeze, what we talked about before, use Kleenex or your elbow and not sneezing in your hand. If someone's ill, respect that space, don't get too close.
And we're going to keep talking with Dr. Slade over the coming days, so make sure you keep sending us your questions. We'll work to make sure they get answered. In Macon, Zach Merchant, 13 WMAZ News.
Want to hear more from Dr. Slade? He'll answer more of your questions tonight on 13 WMAZ News at 6.